Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy. Welcome to my world. More fun and games in the drop game there. Oh, sorry Esme, game's over. It doesn't work on this screen, so only on those starting soon screens and stuff. Welcome back. Hello everyone. Right, so I wasn't planning on streaming today, but I am. I'm just a few minutes away from hitting 250 hours streamed on Twitch, so I thought I can't go away with that achievement so close and unlocked. So I'm gonna do this stream, and then later today we're streaming on Slim DevOps, twitch.tv/SlimDevOps, and Pete and I are going to be explaining the Slim AI hackathon, the prize money, the judging criteria, who the judges are, how you can enter, how long you've got. Good time to get started. There are already people that have started working on this hackathon, so you know, if you want to get involved, now's a good time to do it. But today on this stream I'm going to be taking a look at OBS Portable builds for Ubuntu, because I noticed a slight bug in the dependency installer, I think yesterday, so I thought I'd mop that up. And if I get time, I thought I might just put Ubuntu MATE 22.10 beta through its paces, just to make sure everything's ready for release, hopefully later today. Sound is a bit out of sync, is it now? Well, that's curious. Good morning, good morning. That's very unusual. I wonder if that's to do with how I'm streaming through different streaming services. Curious. Well, let me know. Keep an eye on it. So, hey Yannick, I've done some things. You know all that chat nonsense? Check this snizzle out. Let's just click this button over here. Oh, it says... Oh. I was expecting this to work, but... Typical. Looks like it's gonna fail on me. Oh, there we go. We're good. There we go. Here we go. So, I have integrated the... social stream overlay into the featured chat, so that's working. So I should also be able to do this. So I think that should work. Maybe it doesn't. Oh no, because it's not popped out, that's why. Oh yeah, that old chestnut. There we go. Let's do that. Let's just stick that on this page momentarily. Now go back here. Let's just do a thing. Right, okay, there we go. I'm just messing around with stuff now. No, oh no, I'm looking in the wrong screen again. There we go. So now if I click on this one, you can see that one is coming from the YouTube chat, as opposed to this one, which is coming from Twitch chat. So all of this seems to be working. It's a bit weird the way I've set it up. In fact, it's kind of bonkers. I'll have to rationalize it. But I've got the social stream monitoring the pop-outs for the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, and I think also Trovo. Let's find out if that... Yeah, here we go. There we go. So, using this featured chat equivalent, you can overlay the chat from any of the places where chat exists. So yeah. I'm quite happy with how that's gone, and you can even poke them away as well. So that all works. So I'm not using it for the chat overlay itself though, because I can't. Well, that's not true. I haven't put the effort in to actually style it and theme it. So I've experimented with a couple of other ones, and this is doing the best job that I can find for not having to do much hard work. Right, the audio is a bit ahead of the video. The audio is a bit ahead of the video. Okay, that's interesting, and something I can probably fix. So let's do this. I wonder why that might be, but anyway, because you know that's the one thing that hasn't changed, and of course now you tell me it's different. Such is life with OBS. Sometimes things just change. Hang on a minute, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for this button. Yeah, there we go. So if I open up my notes, I think I've got a thing that says what the mic offset should be. There we go. Okay. Right then, I have adjusted things a little bit. Let me know if that's an improvement or not. Right then. Hello, inner programmer. Is that how we're saying that? Inner programmer. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. What microphone am I using? Well, it's just there. It's an Octava MK012. Is what I use. And oh, Esme, thank you very much. It's muted. Are you sure about that? Looks better now. Okay, thanks, Yannick. Thank you. You'd got your volume turned down low there. Okay. So, and Esme's rather helpfully put the kit list in there, so all of the gear that I use I've got documented, so if people are interested in what I'm using. Okay, good. Alright, that's good to know. Thank you for that. It's weird. It's weird that that would suddenly come out of nowhere. Why would that be the case? Right. Hey, Sleepy Eyes Vince. How you doing? Yes, we're all very well, thank you. Yourself, how are you doing? It's been a while. I'll just have a few sips of tea and then we'll get stuck into it. We're going to cheat as well. So I was having a think about how to solve this problem. It's going to be quite easy to fix, I think. This is building a dependency list for the OBS Portable builds. What we'll actually do is we'll run that dependency builder on my machine, not in a container, because my machine has obviously got loads of stuff installed, so it should be the worst case scenario for picking up unnecessary dependencies, so we can then tune our results based on a worst case as opposed to the best case, which is when these jobs run in clean containers. And really the main one I want to get rid of is the weird inclusion of 32-bit multi-libs. I don't know why that got pulled in. Yeah, well, better busy than not. Sleepy Eyes Vince. Right, okay, let's close some things down because window overload is real these days. Okay, right. The other advantage of this new chat overlay, Yannick, is that it's very colourful. It's quite easy to... Yeah, okay, so Yannick made an interesting comment I'm going to circle back to. So, Yannick says, I don't particularly like the fact that the chat has to be popped out and not minimised, and because I'm not going to stream to multi-platform, I'm not going to use it. Okay, so I'm doing this because I'm trying to figure out how to do things for work. As you will have seen on the Slim DevOps stream last night, we started to implement some of the multi-streaming stuff. But what I've found is you don't need them all popped out. I've got them just loaded in tabs. So when I stream to my own channel, the only thing I use Google Chrome for is having all of the stuff open that I need in browsers when I'm streaming. So in Google Chrome, I have the social stream, what they call the dashboard, open, which is the thing that I can click on to highlight a message. And then I have the pop out things for YouTube and Twitch and all the rest of it. But I do agree, it's not the best. It's not the best. It works well enough until it doesn't, and then you're never quite sure why it doesn't work. But I've looked at Restream. So Restream, that none of these other tools have like these featured chat features built in. But I did speak to the support team at Live Push yesterday and suggested this to them, and they were receptive to the idea, and also told me about a whole bunch of other stuff they're working on, all of which sounds excellent. So what was interesting about Live Push is I was asking them a couple of questions. One was, obviously for work I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for something to stream through, like I'm doing now, push something from OBS to it, which obviously Restream and Live Push do. But StreamYard does not. StreamYard is StreamYard is a web-based broadcast studio, no OBS required. And Restream has a studio feature too, which is very good, but Live Push has none of that. And the Live Push team explained to me their whole point is you use OBS, and their platform is designed to help you hit multiple places, and what they're now doing is building out a whole bunch of integrations on top of their platform. So I think for my personal streaming, Live Push is what I want, because I'm always going to be using OBS. But I think for work, Restream is the better mix, because I can stream through it with OBS when I'm available, and when I'm not, we can build out our own web broadcast studio. So it's been interesting, like looking, and I found a couple of others. Well, there's another one called EVMux, which is very much a StreamYard competitor, but at a fraction of the price. So you might be interested in that, Yannick, because I know I assume you still use StreamYard for recording your podcast. And EVMux seems to be directly competing with StreamYard, but at a lower price point. Good morning, Takov. How are you doing? Welcome back. Right then. Okay, enough OBS chat. I'm utterly fascinated by all of these tools that exist. It's absolutely ace. So just checking around. So the other thing is that my workflow now for streaming is very much this. I am streaming to an unlisted YouTube video at the moment. This is now the third time I've done that, and this is a workflow acceleration. So the whole point is, when I finish streaming, the video of this live stream that I want to archive on YouTube is already on YouTube. So all that I need to do after the fact is go in and clip out the first 4 minutes and 10 seconds, which is when the intro rolls. And because I've got all of that scripted, it's always 4 minutes and 10 seconds. So I can just do clip 00 to 4 minutes 10, apply it, and I know it's going to be correct. It was let me look it up, Yannick. I think it was EVMux. Let's EVMux. Let's have a look. This is it. So this is it. This seems to be basically StreamYard++, but cheaper. And they do offer you a decent amount of utilization on the free plan. Yep. Okay. There we go. So I assume you are still using this stuff, Yannick. You're still using StreamYard. So Simonaut has a question. It's interesting that that stopped working. Wow. So yeah, this social stream dashboard has been working super reliably, Yannick, and now it's misbehaving. So Simonaut says, how did I end up settling on 4 minutes and 10 seconds? So it's 4 minutes and 10 seconds because there's an intro bumper that runs, which is 5 seconds long. That's the little world splash animation you might have seen. Then I have 4 minutes of music playing and the parachute drop game and all of that stuff. And then it takes another 5 seconds for the transitions to move from that starting soon scene into the main scene. So it just happens to be 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Oh, you're on hiatus at the moment. Okay. Okay, so Diogo says that I also stream my podcast recording as a private stream on YouTube as a backup. Right, okay, in case the local recording fails or one of my co-hosts or guests has an issue. Yeah, it's a good idea. So I'm pretty sure I'm not breaking any rules by doing this because nobody can see the YouTube stream. You know, it's unlisted. I can see it. It's in a tab over here at the moment. So, you know, I can see that it's working. But it just means it just speeds up that whole process of getting the archive to YouTube. So I'm going to stick with that workflow, I think, for the foreseeable future. I see no reason why I shouldn't keep going with that. Yeah, same reason I had to stop my efforts on certain boutique for a certain green Ubuntu distro. Yeah, I know you've been reprioritizing, and rightly so. Right then, okay. So let's see. Yes, indeed. I think this might be a hint as to what that green Ubuntu edition might be. I'd forgotten I'd added these extra chat commands as well. We've got this one as well. We can also do that. So, right, I think then it must be time to go and take a look at this OBS Portable dependency builder. So, let's go and do that. Yeah, release day is upon us, Diogo. I might do a quick bit of beta testing if this goes quickly. Oh, here's a whole bunch of my scripts to start the stream up. Right then. So let's think about this. The script itself is in the OBS Studio Portable, and I think it's build. Let's just get all of them loaded because I can't remember. It's not that one. Oh, it's the main builder script that does it, isn't it? Oh, okay. I am going to have to do this in the container, in which case. Okay. No problem. Let's go here. I have what? Leap followers? Oh, I've just ticked over by one. I did have. Actually, you just reminded me. Yeah. So that tells me how many there are. It says 1,338 at the moment. Hello. Hello, Paul. How you doing? And hopefully it should cycle over in a minute. I haven't ever seen... Yeah, it is. It's doing it. There we go. And now it's telling me there are 23 people viewing at the moment. That's the first time I've actually seen it say anything other than offline. Because obviously I don't have eyes in the back of my head. So I've never seen it whilst whilst it's running before. Did I celebrate? No. Right then. Let's have a little think here. Hello, Tommy. Welcome back. How you doing? So, I think what we could do is just so we'll modify the actual build script slightly. Oh no, we can't modify it. We're gonna have to just go for it, aren't we? So OBS build. So this is the script that actually does sort of the heavy lifting, and I think it's this finalized stage where it actually goes and walks the built asset. So here we go. So let's just remind ourselves how this works, because there's several bits to it. So the first is relocating Ceph, so we don't need to worry about that.
Thank you for the follow, JCarry98.
Hello, J Carry. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by and thank you for the follow. So then we go and look for empty directories. That's fine. Then we strip some binaries. That's all fine. Then we generate these initial scripts. So we have some templated scripts that we replace versions and code names in. Something that so Gary, who was on in the chat yesterday, I think he started adapting this to work on Debian, and he was getting frustrated with all of my guardrails on versions of Ubuntu. I was getting these messages from him on Telegram, and you're killing me with all of this. Is this version of Ubuntu valid and all the rest of it? So this is where we start. So we say go and look in where the Ceph libraries are. Go and look where the binaries for OBS are. Go and look at where the plugins for OBS are, and also where the Lua and Python scripting languages are. So then we iterate over each file, and we get a list of every file in each of those directories, and then we run LDD on those and output just the path, the full qualified path to the library. So that's what we build, and then we iterate over that file here, and we resolve the package name to the library to the package it comes from. Now what I'm immediately confused about is this. I am clearly already excluding i386 and it didn't work. So that is very confusing as to why that's not doing the right thing. And then once we have all of those packages, we spit them out into the dependency script, and then at the end we bolt on some other known runtime requirements. So bother, I'd forgotten I'd already figured this out, so I'm very confused as to why it is this is not picking up, or rather this is not already excluding the right thing. Yes, Tommy, it is indeed 2210 release day today. No problem, Tommy. Maybe you'll make the one today. Maybe you'll get inspired to enter the Slim Hackathon. Got some decent prize money up for grabs there. Right, okay. Well, let's go and kick off a build. And yeah, we'll kick off a build of 28. We'll let the whole thing run, because I don't think it's going to trash the work environment. Yeah, the cleanup happens here. So it should run to completion and leave the container, and then we can jump into the container and have a little poke around. So let's do that. In fact, I wonder if we already have one. Let's do build enter jammy. We may already have. Can't type apparently. Oh, there is a container. Awesome. Okay, so this is the stuff that we ran. When was this? This was yesterday. At what time? 12:30. So this was the container we were using on the stream yesterday. So this will do. This will do very nicely. Let's have a think. When we bootstrap a container, so let's just do that. We can do bootstrap. Do I need to give it a version? Yeah, no, I don't. See, you see here what it says, look, is it knows that this container already exists. So all it does is it updates all of these OBS build scripts inside that container. So this was a facility for me where I could iterate when I was doing it locally, when it was the very early days. It was a way for me to just constantly inject the new updated scripts that I've been working on outside the container, inside the container. Right, okay. In which case, let's have a look at this. We should have, let's do enter there. We should have some artifacts left behind. So we have this. So this is every library that was discovered. So we should be able to sort that uniquely. And that's everything that it discovered. So what? So it's not that it's found a 32-bit library here. It's in the package name resolution that it's getting it wrong. Okay. So this is everything that OBS Studio Portable actually links to. And you notice that I had to provide some additional runtime stuff, and that's because OBS has some plugins that don't link to libraries, but they do DL open or attempt to DL open them if the libraries are available. So it can do sort of on demand. Okay. So we saw a whole bunch of stuff to do with Pulse yesterday. That's what got my... Okay, so libobs. So anything libobs we should probably exclude as well. Okay, so let's go back here. In this step here. So let's do that actually. So let's do, well actually let's do the thing I said I was going to do. Let's So libobs we're excluding because it's obviously that's what we've built. There's no point trying to refer to itself. That won't make any sense at all. So if we do for libin sort that do echo lib done. So there we go. So we do dpkg minus s. Is it capital S? Yes. Okay. So then we need to pipe that through cut and minus D, that exclamation mark and F1. Whoop. What did I get there? Cut. Let's get the right command. So this is what that script's doing in essence. It's doing this, which is resolving all of the packages, all of the libraries to the package they came from. And you can see the multiple packages, the same packages will get identified multiple times. This is why we keep on using sort minus u here to collapse the list down each time. So let's see. So that should be fine. So let's do cut. So this is grep minus fv. Let's just do dash dev for the moment. Whoop. Oh, minus e. Let's do that. There we go. So that should now exclude all of the dev packages. Ooh, there was an interesting message there. What was this? No path found matching. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So I probably need to hide standard error as well. So we'll silence that. Okay. So what I'm doing here is manually rebuilding or recreating this step of that process and trying to get the output to be as clean as possible. I mean, that already, that looks fine. And I don't know why I've got the I. Oh, I know what is in the pack. Okay. Okay, I think I know what's happened here. Okay. All right, I'm beginning to form a picture of what's going on here now. So, this is fine. That's, I mean, yeah, okay, doing that there is fine, but we also need to do it elsewhere. So we need to so we do that sort there. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's do that. So if we do the sort here as well, that should minimize the number of duplicates that come. Whoa, there's another error there. Oh no, that's legit. Okay. So this won't be entirely void of duplicates, but it should be pretty good. Okay. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. So I still don't understand. I mean, we had an i386 library turn up in our list, but it's definitely not here. This is clean. This is clean and correct, I think. So we have.
Thank you for the follow, McNulty88.
Hello McNulty88, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Right then, so I'm just working through Dependency Walker to try and clean up some mismatched packages. Ah, here we go. That's certainly an issue. So yeah, we do want that line in here. Okay, so whoop. Where did I just jump to? I went somewhere odd on my machine. There we go. Right, let's do that. So now here we will also match I386. So hopefully we should see that disappear now out of the list. So we do need that one. Okay, when there's no pretty way to do this, it does need eyeballing. And this will still have some duplicates in it because that's a legitimate outcome, but we sort this again in the next pass. So this list, although here we go, an example, will have duplicates. When it gets passed into the next piece, it will be stripped of duplicates. But now there's no I386 references in there. And did we get rid of the... I think that's looking good actually, isn't it? So let's copy that. And come back here. So this is the equivalent piece in the script. So yeah, what's interesting is look, just changing this order here makes all the difference. So I think that's probably going to resolve it, because what we're doing now is, before it was resolving the package and then excluding entries, whereas what we're doing now is we're actually trimming the package out, excluding the architecture the architecture flags. So actually that's probably going to do it. So let's factor that into this. So we will now do that. We'll include this, don't include standard error, because that should also prevent some weirdness. And we'll move this cut here as the first thing to do, so we only get the package name without any architecture information. Then we'll exclude anything to do with i386 or dev packages or libobs. This shouldn't be required, because this is a clean container that's built this from source. There are no OBS packages installed on the system. So yeah, it should be fine. Oh, I've just noticed that Paul asked a question a little moment ago. Hello, Paul. Paul asked, how goes the Ubuntu MATE release day? I think it's going to be fine. Given that I think I found the solution to this problem, I'm going to make this change, kick off a clean build, let it build, and then review the output. And if that's all fine, I'll probably do a new release of this. And whilst that build's running, I might just run through a quick beta test of what is the release candidate image, and we'll see if it's fine or not. So hopefully we'll have a good release. So I don't think we want to do that actually, and then this is equivalent to what we were doing. So loop over the library, ignore standard error, cut out the library name, excluding any architecture information, ignore anything to do with dev or i386 packages, and sort the output. Okay, it's a subtle change, but I think that might do it. So let's go and kick off a full build. Right then, out of here, build auto, that's the right thing to do. Okay, so while that's running, I will, let's go and just bring down a different terminal. Oops. There we go. Right then, let's go to QuickMU. Let's throw away everything to do with the daily live images of Ubuntu MATE. That should be it. Quick get Ubuntu MATE daily live. That should go and fetch the fresh image. And whilst that's going, let's go and take a look at the QA tracker and see what's going on there. Right. Let's log in. Just doing this off screen. Right, I think that's the account I want to use, and let's do that thing. Just doing the 2FA dance, and then we'll be back in business. That just shows a few credentials that I don't necessarily want on screen. Okay, so let's have a look. Here we go. Kinetic Final is in testing. How are people doing? So the first thing I do when I go and look at the beta testing list each day is I hover over each of these to get a feel for what issues the other teams have bumped into. So, okay, that's a specifically Ubuntu thing. Decryption passphrase prompt not displayed until escape is pressed. I'm familiar with that bug, but Ubuntu MATE doesn't have it. That's an interesting one. What's that? So Ubuntu. Okay, that's a install thing. That's definitely a Ubuntu thing. Unable to run the screensaver when selected from the menu. Well, I don't think that's going to be something I need to be aware of. Okay, so I think these Ubuntu issues might be because they use the Calamares installer, so I'm not going to look at that too carefully. Now, the Ubuntu stuff tends to be, unhelpful squash FS error messages. Let's go and see what that's about. Too many icons in GNOME Shell activities view. Okay, well, that's fine. So this is also being highlighted for Ubuntu, so I've opened that one. NVIDIA settings is not installed after the online install. That's curious. Might have to test that on. I see Paul is asking questions here. Yeah, Joey just has to be first. Like, you know, it's a journalist thing, isn't it? He never waits for the actual release to be announced. He basically looks for the ISO images to start appearing in the downloads page. The problem with that is, and I think maybe Joey isn't aware, that when those ISO images turn up on that CD releases site, that is not the full release, because what's happening as well in parallel, which takes some time to complete, is torrents are being created using seeds from across all of the mirrors, and also all of the package repositories are being synced to all of the mirrors as well. So what happens is, when you announce that the image is available early, depending on which country you're in, you could download and install it, and then the update mechanism spits out a bunch of verbals because the archives are still being synced in the background. So it can be a little bit unhelpful. Right then, let's see, Raspberry Pi. Okay, I don't use Totem. Pi 400, non-existent audio output. That sounds like an interesting read. Wrong audio by default on the Raspberry Pi 4. Those are things I want to read about. Ubuntu Budgie. Okay, so this one again. So I definitely want to go and look at that. And it looks like somebody's been...
Thank you for the follow, Harry_Hopkinson.
Hello, Harry. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So it looks like somebody has been doing some of the test cases for Ubuntu MATE. In fact, quite a lot. So somebody's done the install with auto resizing, and that passed. The install with the entire disk, that's been done 3 times. Install with manual partitioning has been done once, and the live session's being tested, so that's rather good. I usually test this one. So I'll probably do that one, seeing as though nobody else has done that one yet. So let's just see who's been... Ooh, that's unusual looking. I've never seen that before. Why is that not loading? Okay, there we go. So let's see who did this one. That's one of the testing community, I believe. Entire disk. So let's see. Gosh, this website needs some love, doesn't it? It's so slow. Paul says... Diogo says... I always go to the release mailing list web archive and refresh every couple of minutes. Yes, that is an option. And Paul goes on to say, in other news, I find myself wishing I could afford an M2 iPad Pro. Yeah, I saw something in the news feed that the new ones are available. I am thinking of getting an iPad, although I was looking... There's a... Is it called an Apple store? I think so. There's one in town. And I popped in there last week sometime, I think. And I think I worked out that for what I want... well, I've got a tablet. I've got an Android tablet. What I want an iPad for isn't very sophisticated. And I think the iPad Air is like all I need. The basic spec of an iPad Air. I try not to get caught up on the specs of processors and things too much on these mobile devices. Okay, oh look, actual hardware testing here. This is pretty cool. So, what do they say? UFA secure boot, no encryption, full disk. Wow, that's pretty great. And when were these done? These have all been done in the last sort of 24 hours or so. Wow, that's amazing. The testing team have really stepped up their game in recent years. It's good to see. Right, That's awesome. So I think I'll just do the OEM test then. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at some of these bugs here and see if there's anything here I should be alarmed or concerned about. Ubuntu shutdown prompt is missing. So what does this actually mean? Huh. It specifically says not with Ubuntu MATE here. What? Hang on a minute. This is ancient. This is from last year. I wonder if this is being tagged in error. It's Casper that instructs Plymouth to prompt and delay the reboot. Okay. So all of this is from conversation from the release last year. So at what point did this get resurrected and someone decided that it was relevant now? Here we go. Confirmed, okay. And then, so Sean Davis is the lead of Ubuntu. So in March, so this would have been for the 2204 release, he was looking into this. Okay. Okay. Remove, yeah, because Impish is EOL. Wow, okay. No eject media, just a blank screen. Okay. Well, that's one to look for, I suppose. Yeah, so it's the, I think it's that prompt that says, do you want to press enter to, you know, remove the media and press enter to reboot. I think that's what's not being displayed. Well, we will test that one. We'll leave that open for now. Unhelpful Squash FS messages. This is from 2008. I'm going to say that somebody has fat fingered this bug entry here and has oh, 12 years later. So Daniel Van Vogt is on the Ubuntu desktop team. He's rather brilliant. He's who does all of the work on sort of improving latency of GNOME Shell and all the rest of it. So I'm seeing this in 2204 after installing Ubuntu, after being told to remove the install media, the system can't reboot itself. Ah, right, okay. Reveals a clean install. Wow, it's legit. If so, Daniel is a master like bug triager. If he's resurrected this, it's a legit bug, and I think it's basically these two are related, I suspect. Right, let's have a look here. NVIDIA settings. I don't think this is going to affect Ubuntu MATE because we don't ship the NVIDIA drivers on the ISO anymore. So I'm pretty sure that's not going to be a concern for me. This one is interesting. So Dave Jones is he's on the Foundations team at Canonical, and specifically he is all things Raspberry Pi. He's the Raspberry Pi expert. Exclusively works on Raspberry Pi related stuff. So consequently, whenever I see his name on bug reports to do with the Raspberry Pi, since we currently don't have an audio stack, could you perhaps report it upstream? Okay, what's this? That's a bit worrying because it mentions Pipewire, and I have made the transition to Pipewire. Selects a non-existent audio output by default. Specifically, the output listed in the GNOME Control Center is analog output built-in audio. Okay. However, has no such output. Yeah, okay. I've seen this actually. I've seen this. I will need... I can't test that today, but I will have to test that at some point. This looks like the same thing. Since the default is easily changed. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable. Okay. I'll bear those in mind. I'm not going to test those today because I'm not generating high images. Right, okay. So, Paul in iPad chat goes on to say, for most people, the base iPad 10th gen will be more than they need, though. Yeah, and it gets... Oh, interesting. So, the iPad, which is the sort of basic iPad, the only reason I didn't think that I wanted it is because it was the old design and I hated it. So the iPad Air has the modern or the current Apple design language and wasn't stupid expensive. So you're telling me that the iPad has now had a design refresh to make it fit in with the rest of the stuff? If so, then yes, a basic iPad would suit me down to the ground, I think. Right, let's go and see how we're doing here. So let's look here. Right, we've got our VM. So let's let's go and run this up, and we will do an OEM install. I just need to drag this down here. So there we go. Here's the OEM install. The reason why I tend to do the OEM one is Entroware, the lovely people at Entroware ship Ubuntu MATE, and they're obviously an OEM. So I always like to make sure that this stuff works for them. So Paul says, oh, there we go, good. That's not that message. So Paul says it does use the A14 chip rather than the M chip. I don't care about that. Basically, okay. So and the other message that before that, in fact, is yep. The basic iPad now has the new design and also a slightly bigger 10.9-inch screen. Wicked. So really, all I use my current Android tablet for is watching streaming services and doing online shopping. Occasionally a bit of music. So I don't need anything fancy. So thank you for that information. That's very helpful. And also Tailored Dev. Hello, how are you? They say I'm still rocking a first generation iPad Air from 2013. It does what I need. I'll upgrade if it ever dies. Is that still getting software updates, just out of interest? Because what's that? That's like 9 years, isn't it? So yeah, we're gonna do a trickle down rotation on the devices. So I'm thinking of getting the iPad. My tablet will go to my wife, and my wife's tablet, which is actually my old tablet, will go to my daughter. So that's what we're planning on doing. Right, okay, let's go through this then. So we're going to do an OEM install. We're going to imaginatively call it OEM. This is a UK keyboard, isn't it? This one? Yes. And we will do... Yeah, we'll do a normal install. We won't download any updates as we go, though. We won't do any of that because I'm in a VM. So let's just go and we'll do a full erase and everything. Continue. That's fine. So, my password is test, by the way. So then, there we go. We'll let that run. So, Taylor Dev says no major updates. I did get a patch. Oh wow, okay, so you are still getting, like, I imagine security fixes, in which case if that's what you're getting. I'm upgraded first. I still daily drive a 2013 MacBook Pro. I think that's what I have. Oh no, mine's a 2015. Mine's a 2015 MacBook Pro. So I'm enjoying all of this iPad education, by the way. This is good for me. So if it matters though, the iPad 10 will only support the first gen Apple Pen. Oh, I don't care about the pencils. I did hear that there's a bit of a debacle on the pencil support. I'm not going to be using it. The reason I'm not going to be using it is my ThinkPad. I got the pen and the touchscreen, and my current tablet I got the stylus and all the rest of it. I've never used either of them, so I've come to the conclusion that it's simply not a thing I need or want in my life. The pens have been sat in this pot for like 2-3 years and I've never touched them. Yes, okay, that's interesting. So USB-C, that'll be good, because I mean, Lightning is a pain. Our transition to iPhones last year, the only drawback was the fact that I'd got everything on USB-C, and now we've got these bloody iPhones that don't use USB-C charging, so I had to get some additional cables with, like, you know, flip top ends and all the rest of it. Right, how's this going? So I'm going to look out for the eject your media. Although I'm doing an OEM install, this behaves slightly differently. So I'm not even going to see it on this, because what this does is it installs the live environment, and when you boot it, you go into like the preparation phase where you can add and remove stuff. And then sort of seal that OEM configuration, and then the next time it boots, it takes you through the wizard. You'll see what I mean. But maybe we'll install something in the preparation stage to sort of demonstrate like how OEMs can create their images that they can then splat on discs. Got the AirPods Pro 2 as well. They are excellent. Yeah, so that's also interesting. I'm a big fan of Sennheiser earbuds, and these are first gen Sennheiser Momentums. Well, there you go. Ubuntu MATE does not have this bug. There we go. Proof. So I think I know why this is. I think it's because I'm not using that BGR animation yet. I wonder if it could be that. So here we are. We're now in the preparation phase. So what we'll do is we'll do something a little bit cheeky. We'll go to github.com, Wimpy's World, and we don't need that. Let's do deb-get and stuff that there. Let's do that. Let's do this. In fact, we need to do apt-get update first, so we'll have stale caches. No, my password is test, by the way. There we go. Right, so there's that. Install curl. Install deb-get. And then we'll do deb-get install Brave browser. There we go. Now there shouldn't be any pending updates because the archive should be frozen. The only thing that might be in the updates queue is anything that is deemed release critical that is been accepted in early. So we'll let this run, and then we'll do the updates, and then we can then seal this setup. No, I'm not going to get more complicated than that. Come on, what are you doing? Why aren't you... What are you doing? Come on, computer, wake up. Looks at my internet. Looks at all of the lights to make sure everything's still on. Why is that taking so long? Why? That's a bit weird. Let's try installing something else. What's this now? Somebody's typed plus. Very good. Hello. Tinician, is that how we're pronouncing that? Only 13%. You should have another go. I got my basically free used laptop. Super happy about it. Tell me more, Tommy. What's that? Oh, crossbow. Nice. Why is this not working? Let's just try... Whoop. Let's just try something like that, which is coming from GitHub. Ah, tension. Okay, tension. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll try and remember. Okay, so that installed that. Is this going to install now? There we go. So I'm just installing, I've installed debget and I'm installing a couple of extra bits and bobs. There we go, just for the funsies. So if we now look in, I know this VM is a little bit bigger than, here we go. So we should have, there we go, Brave browser now. So we'll now seal this. Okay. So at this point, if you switch it off, shut down, this is the point at which you'd like take an image of the hard disk, and then that's the image you like stuff on all of your machines that you send out. So now that's done, we'll run this again, and it should take us through the initial setup. So it's going to ask us who we are, where we are, all of that good stuff. I've done that thing where I move the window around. Yeah, I'm just going to kill this and go again. I'll just wait for the window resizing to settle before I grab it. Here we go. Right then. I'm going to move that to another window and just deposit that out here somewhere. Okay, so I've been thinking about changing my nick. Okay. And I hear that most people struggle with it. Well, what's interesting is that just about everyone I've raided or view on Twitch always says Wimpsy. They never say Wimpy, because it's Wimpy's world, but everyone reads it as Wimpsy. So I might have to have a little rethink of my nick here on Twitch as well. The struggle is real. So yeah, I know where you're coming from. So here we go. We're now in the OEM installer, so we will choose English. Although I should probably have done some like Spanish, but never mind. Right, that is the correct keyboard layout for this computer. That's close enough. My name. computer. So this is Kinetic MATE, and my password is test, by the way. Right then, let's get up. Oh yeah, this is a known bug. So I could have fixed this in the prepare stage, because I've given these instructions to Entroware. The OEM installers, I think it's only Ubuntu MATE and Ubuntu Budgie that have actually done the slideshows for their OEM installers. Ugh. Right. Oh, right. Have you just changed your name, Paul? Literally, you just went and did it right then, just like that. And the question is that your display name that you've changed, or the, like, persistent name? Is it the display name? I'd be fascinated to know. Right then, so the setup's done. So I'm going to log in using my password, which is test, by the way. We're going to send the telemetry and count 1 for the green team. Okay, we'll just click on a few of these buttons. So Brave we've already got, so we'll click the set default for Brave. Let's install Edge as well. Why not? Display name and username. Okay. So I think I just want to change my display name. I'm going to have to think about this. Because obviously the channel's linked to it or something. So yeah. I wonder if I can just change the display name and get away with it. Right. Come on, install faster. But that appears to be working, and I suppose we could right click here and we could make sure that all the artwork is present. In fact, what we can actually do is this. Let's just minimize that and that. Let's put that here. We can have a look at the fine AI generated artwork that Simon made for this release. So these are all made with these AI image generation tools, and in fact there's a little write-up from Simon in the release notes about some of the challenges he had doing this. So let's take another look at another one here. So this is pretty cool. Very happy with these. I think this is going to become like a new tradition in Ubuntu MATE to always have AI generated wallpapers, so we can sort of chronicle the evolution of the AI image generation techniques that are out there. This is our second time round, and already the improvement, you know, is astonishing over what we had before. So this is the last one, I think. I think that's all the AI ones, yeah. And then we've got my interpretation. There we go, Edge is installed. And then my interpretation of the Kinetic Hoodoo mascot artwork. So yeah, those are good. Right, okay. So all the right things have been installed. Our browser got installed, that was fine. Let's just open up the software boutique and make sure this says that it's stocked. Let's just pick a random category. It is. Excellent, so nothing extra to do there. There we go, that's it. That is basically an OEM test. So we'll get outside of the VM, we'll head back over to our browser here, and we are just going to say passed with no bugs. And why not, let's do this. Let's go here. Is anyone marked ready? Yeah, Budgie has said they're ready. I think we are going to tick that box and we are going to... Oh, wait for it to load. Mark as ready. There we go. That's it. That image that I've just tested will be the image what gets released later today. So that's effectively it. Right then, I see there was some chat about the names and what have you. So, oh, Paul, you are doing all sorts of things with your name. Interesting, Paul M. So that's the display name that you're changing there, right? So if I do this, okay, that works. Interesting. So I'll have to have a little think about that, won't I? Hey, sleepy eyes, Vince. Yes, yes. Fitting, very fitting. Well done. I approve. I approve. That was exactly the right thing to be doing. Effectively, that is the Ubuntu MATE 22.10 release done and dusted. So if we head back here, OBS is still building. So in fact, it's actually running that bit. That is it, running the thing that we fixed earlier. This is it doing it right now. So this should be finished in just a few seconds. Here it is. It's making the tarball. Literally, that worked perfectly. I was able to finish the testing of Ubuntu MATE in the time it took to build a new version of OBS Studio Portable. So that's rather good. I think we'll be able to... there we go. We'll actually do this. So we'll go to the artifacts directory. We'll get rid of this directory because that was like one from yesterday, I think. And we'll extract this one here, which is the one we just built. And we can go and look at what's in that dependencies file. I wonder if there's... be interesting to see. So let's go here. OBS dependencies. Let's see what it suggests. Please don't be a load of nonsense. Please don't be a load of nonsense. So bother. That has changed precisely nothing. How the heck is that in the list? Indeed, Paul. That is also the appropriate response. I didn't want to have to do this, but I think... Let's just say no to that. Let's just have a look at each of these packages in turn. So okay, let's look at that one. I'm just doing a quick peek at like what these require. So that suggests, okay. Let's have a look at this one. What does that want? It suggests, okay. Okay. I am totally not looking at Pokemon plushes. Right then, let's do that. And what have we got here? Okay, how can I do this? How can I do this? This actual package list. So what I want to do is, in addition to the other exclusions I've got, I don't want... Let me explain the problem here. The problem is this. I am now running Pipewire and Ubuntu MATE 22.10, which we just tested, and Ubuntu 22.10 have transitioned to Pipewire as the default audio stack. This, installing Pulse Audio here, is going to make a big fat mess. So I don't want it to do that. And these are fine. Having these libraries, all right, is absolutely fine. These utilities are fine, but we don't want the actual sound server itself. So I could put something in that says simply exclude Pulse Audio, which would also exclude that, which I don't think is going to be a terrible outcome. And I suspect this is one of these things where, because games, it's getting pulled in. So, so Noob of the Linux says, I've never been able to get Bluetooth working with Pulse Audio, even though I have the correct packages installed. I now run Pipewire. So I've not had any difficulty with Bluetooth audio and Pulse, or that you can see I've got wireless earbuds in, but I think you probably also know I dodge the complications of, you know, PC audio by using hardware devices to do all of the transmit and receive and what have you. That said, Bluetooth with Pipewire is loads better. So you, I think, are implying that now you're running Pipewire, it's better for you, it works now. Is that what you were driving at? Certainly my experience is Pipewire has solved so many audio problems for me, either on projects that I'm working on or just in day-to-day use. Pipewire has just been great. I've really been very impressed with it. I've only encountered one issue, and when I looked into it, it was a poorly written application. Yeah, so Noob of the Linux confirms that it now works. It now works. Okay, cool, that's good. Okay, right, I'm going to go back to the script here that we were working on, and in this list here we are going to exclude Pulse Audio. We'll save that and we will run that build again, which should, if we go and step into it, so we'll do this, we'll enter that, and then uh, 28.0.3 I think is it, isn't it? There we go. So we've gone back inside the container and we've said build the whole thing again, but of course it's already compiled, so it should just whip through quite quickly. It certainly won't have any git checkouts to run. Hello Eric, how you doing? So my first major test of OBS Portable will be tomorrow when I record more R tutorials. Excellent. Well, I hope it goes well. I'm hoping that I'll get a updated build on the GitHub repo by today, because there's two new plugins. There's an update to the Move Transition plugin, and there's a couple of new ones. What was it we added? Oh, the RTSP server, which I really need to get to my friends. And there was one other as well, but I can't remember what that one was. I'm again running off my work in progress build of OBS, which I think off the back of this stream I'm now going to move into the known good stable version. I think I've tinkered enough. Right, how are we doing? Where are we? It's building the MIDI stuff, so that's an out of tree plugin, so it's very near the end now. So it should start walking the dependencies in just a moment. Oh, no package. CBLAS. Oh, I need to look into that. There's an optimization library missing there. We need to fix that at some point. It's not super critical, but it does need a fix. I'm going to have a look into this changing my username thing. Let's just do that here. So, profile picture, display name. Okay. Okay, so I failed. You cannot change your display name, only the capitalization of it. Okay, so hang on, how did that work? So you may update your username, but in my case that would change my channel name, right? Yeah, I can't be doing that. Okay, so I can't actually fix this problem that I've created for myself. Right then, okay, that's run to completion. So let's drop out of there and do build get artifacts jammy 28.0.3. There they are. Go back to the artifacts. Get rid of this directory that we extracted earlier. Do that. So I'm planning, so Diego says, I'm planning on using OBS Portable to allow my co-hosts stream when I'm not available. This way they don't need to install and set everything up. Yes, this is true. And here's a top tip for you on that. So the one thing that can sort of get in the way of that is like where the assets are for, you know, graphics, fonts, sounds, whatever, that you're using in your stream setup. Now I've overcome that because in my home directory it's always home Martin, and that path is synchronized using syncthing to both sites, so the assets are in the same place on all of my computers. What I've done when I've created setups for friends is I put it in something like /opt, and I put OBS Portable in there, and I create a directory for all of the assets that go with that scene, that set. So all of the graphics, the sounds, the videos, and everything that make that thing work. I just tell them, just extract this tarball in /opt, and everything is in there. Like, it's all configured and ready to go. So that's one way you can make it even easier for people to just sort of take a working thing and have all of the paths resolved correctly. Although I think it's in 27, OBS 27, they did add that thing that says all assets are missing, do you want me to go and hunt for them, which is very helpful too. Just keep it in our Nextcloud instance. Yeah. So Crossbow says here that I use a 3-year-old Arch install with Pulse, and I want to do a full reinstall with Pipewire and Wayland, but I'm not sure everything will work. So you shouldn't need to do a full install for that. You can switch out to Pipewire. It's very simple. It's only a handful of packages. My only advice is make sure you use Wire Plumber, not the Pipewire Media Session or whatever it was called. They're basically the session managers for the audio stuff, and the Wire Plumber stuff is way better. But yeah, you shouldn't struggle too much. Wayland, it depends what you're doing. If you want to do any live streaming, I'm not sure Wayland's quite there yet. It's getting there very quickly. Ah yes, so you like that tip for your data science streamer friends to finally run Linux. Yeah, get them to use OBS Portable. Yeah, you can bundle everything together, and if you make sure it's in a path that is always going to be available, then you can bundle all of the assets together as well. Hello Cassie Dev. Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you doing? We just did some testing of Ubuntu MATE beta, and that's all rather final. That's all good, so that's ready for release. And now the original purpose of the stream is to try and fix this bug in the dependency installer, and I'm just about to find out if it is fixed. I've got a horrible feeling it's not going to be, and it will make me sad. So something is pulling that in. I'm going to have a little look at this. So if in fact, I'm not going to install it now because I'm streaming right now. I'm going to have to actually test this for real when the stream is done and see if putting that Pulse audio package on is going to break everything. But I'm not going to test that whilst I'm streaming, obviously. So I have homework to do. Right, okay. Where are we? Well, we've got a release done. Or at least there's an Ubuntu MATE release which is ready, which is good. And this OBS setup survived, so I think this configuration will now get labelled stable, and I'll leave this one well alone for a bit whilst I create a new work in progress branch and work on some new toys. But I think my multi-streaming experiments and my multi-chat experiments have told me what I need to know in terms of what I need to do for the work streams. So we'll be streaming on Slim DevOps later today, in a few hours from now. So head to twitch.tv/slimdevops because we're going to be doing our hackathon, everything you need to know to win loads of money with your amazing projects. So if you want to do some coding for fun and stand a chance of winning some cash prizes, then come and join us on the Slim DevOps stream a bit later on. Okay, and Crossbow is saying that they do need to do a reinstall because they have upgrades. Yeah, well, that's a good reason. You can avoid that as well. You could just rsync everything from one to the other, and then you don't have to. You can keep your system. Right, okay. Wow, it's late. Wow, where are you? 10 PM. Are you in Australia by chance? That's my best guess off the top of my head. Well, I'm glad you were able to make this one. Yeah, Australia. Okay, that makes sense. Excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by. Right, okay. Let's just take a little look over here. Okay, so I think I've learned everything I need to know about all of this stuff and how to make it work. So I'm going to pick up and lift some of that to the work stream for later. We'll get some of that chat goodness going. Right then, we are going to raid a new channel. This channel is Lady of Code. I was watching this the other evening, so that's where we're going to go and say hello. I am, apart from the stream I'm doing on Slim DevOps later, I'm going to be away for about a week. So no streams from me for a week. I've updated my stream schedule, but when I get back, streams are go-go. So I'll look forward to working on some new stuff when I get back, in particular, writing some games. So let's go raiding, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.